What's up YouTube? It's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. First, I would like to start this video by thanking each and every one of you for joining me today. I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. If you like this content, don't forget to mash that thumbs up and click the notification bell so you know when the latest content drops. Today we finally have something that I have been waiting for. I am so extremely ecstatic about it, and that is the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. If you look around me, you're probably wondering, why in the world do I have all these Samsung products smothering me, basically? And the reason is I found myself thinking about this video, and when I was looking around at all the stuff, and I just realized how far that the technology world has come in just a few years. It seems like it was just yesterday that Steve Jobs announced the first iPhone. And we have him to thank, I believe, for bringing us the actual smartphones that we have today. Now, it's been years since then, and of course, we're not talking about Apple, we're talking about Samsung, because Samsung took a chance. A while back, they decided that maybe bringing a large form factor phone to the market would be a good idea. The critics laughed at them, but the customers, well, we thought otherwise. The phone itself was the largest to date when the Note 1 came out. And if you come to today, we are now at a 6.4-inch screen. Since that time, pretty much every single big name manufacturer has followed the big screen format, chasing the larger screen. Some others have even tried to copy the S Pen, but there is only one Note, and that of course is the Samsung Note. Now, Samsung almost went crumbling down with their Note series a couple years ago when the Note 7 decided to start exploding. Me as a customer, I remember having that phone in my hand thinking this was one of the most beautiful phones I've ever held. Then they wanted us to give it back. And I remember people posting YouTube videos about how they're not giving it back. I mean, it was something that showed how devoted the consumer was to the Note line. So last year, Samsung played it a little safe with the Note 8. They dropped the battery size down to 3,300 milliamps. Other than that, it was an absolutely superb phone. It was a 6.4 or 3-inch screen, double camera with dual optical image stabilization. You know, it had the 835 processor, and it is, USB Type-C. Great phone. But then this year, they announced the Note 9. And the first thing the critics do is they start saying, oh, well, it looks so much like last year's phone. Why would they not change it? And I'm kind of starting to think, why would they change it? So finally, after all of these years, our gripes, we've always griped that we wanted something, whether it be a bigger battery or more RAM or a better processor. This year, Samsung literally gives us everything we want. A beautiful phone made out of glass, 6.4-inch screen with a 4,000 milliamp battery in it. Super AMOLED display, USB Type-C, Dolby Atmos sound. It gives you the surround sound feeling, the double speakers that we've been craving, fast charging, fast wireless charging, everything that you could think of, including a double camera with optical image stabilization in both lenses, and then they took it even further by bringing us basically, if you watch YouTube, so many people talk about the Pixel XL, the Pixel XL 2, because the camera is so amazing. So they also, in addition to giving us the hardware we want, to giving us the optical zoom, to giving us the opening and closing shutter, they brought us the digital enhancements that the Google phone did. So now, guys, I present to you the Galaxy Note 9. Right here we got two Galaxy Note 9s. The 512 with 8 gigs of RAM. Wow. Now, I will say this up front. Absolutely expensive. $1,250 is a ton of money. But find a deal. Find a trade-in special. Right now, depending on when you're watching this, Verizon, buy one, get one free. But find a deal. Then you got 6 gigs of RAM with base storage at 128 gigs. In addition to that, they brought us back the S Pen. But they didn't just give us the regular S Pen. They added Bluetooth to it. So they have given us, in my eyes, spec-wise, beauty-wise, the perfect phone. It took a long time to get here. As you can see, Samsung's a company that if it doesn't do well, they try to perfect it and they move on. We got multiple different 360 cameras. We got, the S8, the S8 Plus, the S9, S9 Plus, the S7 Edge. Everything has led up to this. My opinion, best phone out. So, we're going to look at these phones up close. We'll talk about the specs. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. Let's do this. This is the Galaxy Note 9. Okay, let's take a quick look inside. Now, basically, I took these sleeves off. They're a little tight. The only difference between the two on the box is one says 512 gigs with 8 gigs of RAM, and the other says 128 with 6 gigs of RAM. These, I am in the United States, so they have the 845 processor. Other than that, I'm kind of interested to see if the 512 gig is heavier. Everything else should be the same, spec-wise. Now, they open up like a book. One thing, again, and I talked about this, if you missed that, the Tab S4 video, they're not sealing these boxes anymore. I'm not a big fan of that. I would like it to be sealed, but presentation, we basically got these little sleeves here. You got the SIM injector tool and then your books. And it looks like this front piece is kind of ugly and dirty already. Again, they put the SIM cards in before they ship them out. But, so far, let's get this out. Now, the phones, I got the same color. I was going to get the purple. This time, I just wasn't digging the purple. I actually really like purple, but there you go. As you can see, they moved the fingerprint reader onto the bottom there. Now, this is last year's Note 8. As you can see, they are almost the same size. The Note 9 slightly bigger. The Note 9 is definitely heavier. Now, again, the battery is much bigger, so that should be the case. And then, of course, there's more storage. And I will say that there is definitely a little bit more weight to the 512. Let's look real quickly. We'll just look in one of the boxes. Standard presentation. And I'll do a picture closer. You get your charging brick. Now, they've been giving you free earbuds. And they're pretty nice ones. They go for usually 99 bucks. It looks like they continue on. So you get the free AKG headphones. You get the USB Type-C USB adapter. You get the charging cable, of course. And you get the little pin injection and the little pin tools. And that's all you get in the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn this phone on, I'll put in my information, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like on. We'll compare it with the Note 8 side by side, and we'll talk a little bit about the phone and what benefits you have going with Samsung Galaxy. Okay, real quick, again, Note 8, the big Note 9, and the standard Note 9, so you can see the difference in RAM there at the bottom. You can also see the difference in memory, so you know this. You can actually tell that it is definitely slightly thicker and it's definitely slightly heavier when you hold it. But you can actually see that it's bigger when it's right next to each other. Let's also go ahead and take a look at what we have the picture set on. Display would probably be a better word for that. Adaptive display. and I have them all set to cool, and then I went ahead and turned red all the way down. Let's just quickly see if the bigger one performs any faster. Now, I will say this, I put all my information on this and only a few things on this one, but let's just open up Google Chrome. That one's slightly behind. Not the same there. Camera. So about neck and neck, and you know, that could very well just be that I have put quite a bit of stuff on this phone. So other than that, they're both really snappy and lightning fast. Back into the camera, just very quickly, we have auto, you got live focus, pro, foods back, super slow-mo, AR emoji. Hopefully it'll work better than the one on the S9 Plus, and then of course regular slow motion. And then as you can see, you now have the S Pen remote, the Dolby Atmos is there, and then the edge lighting. So we're good on that. What I want to do now is let's compare the difference in sound between the Note 8 and the Note 9. Okay, so this is the Note 8. I'll put it up to the mic. The one thing I don't like about this phone so much is the sound is not great. Samsung DeX. Now, Samsung DeX is actually a pull-down item. So initial. Okay, so that's me. Sorry, I can't play some music or something, but these copyrights are ridiculous. And then let's go ahead and we will hear how awesome it sounds on the Note 9. But usually this is done because they have been sold the product to their company, you know. All right, so I don't know how well you could hear that, but there is a huge difference in sound between the Note 8 and the Note 9, so they did a great job with that aspect. All right, let's quickly also take a look at the S Pen. Now the S Pen, of course, has Bluetooth. Kind of an interesting gold color here. It actually feels exactly the same in the hand. Now it will tell you as soon as you pull it out here that you can play and pause or skip. But most importantly, you can kind of use it as a clicker if you're doing a presentation, or you can use it for your camera, which is pretty cool for those of you that like to take selfies, or like I have a mother-in-law that doesn't understand these new smartphones so well. So you can kind of hand her the phone and take the pictures with the clicker. All right, so basically you got the little button there now that's laying on the table, so it's black, but you just push it. Double, turns into a selfie. If you do it back, it goes back. And then if you just push, takes a photo. Now it's taking a while because it's trying to focus. But again, double click real quick and you can change to a selfie. Then you can just snap it. So that is a definite feature that makes a huge difference with this phone. Now to just get a close look, as you can see, fingerprint reader is moved. It's just a beautiful phone, still a fingerprint magnet. Headphone jack, USB Type-C, you got one of your speaker, of course your S Pen, the other speaker built right in. You got your iris scanner, buttons on the side, SIM card slot, and that's it. What a beautiful phone. All right, well, I know what you're thinking. So why? Why Samsung Galaxy? Why not iPhone? Why not the S9 Plus? First, let me start by saying the S9 Plus is a great phone. The S8 Plus was a great phone. You know, I'm not a big Apple person, but I know, a lot of people like the iPhone X. But today we're talking about Note. And when I talk about the Note, I'm pretty passionate about it because of everything that it can do. It's a business device and it's a fun device. It's everything you want and everything you love about technology, all in one. As you can see, we got the Note 8, we have the Note 9 512, and then the Note 9 128. Now, when it comes to these two, when you're talking speed, we'll open and close some apps, but now we have the RAM and the ability to make that multi-window work perfectly, something that Samsung's been doing for a long time. The S Pen functionalities, they just work even better. Everything that you would need is on this device. So, you look at all this stuff around me. What sets Samsung apart? So here you are, you're going to the store, you know, in this day and age, they want us to buy new phones every year. But now I feel like, okay, what will be the need next year? There won't be any. This is something that if someone wants to invest in the money with 8 gigs of RAM, even 6 gigs of RAM, 512 hard drive, you won't need another phone. Then you take into what does Samsung do better than anyone else? Number one, Samsung Pay. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Samsung Pay, but let me just tell you, I have been using Samsung Pay now for several years, and it is by far and away the best mobile payment system there is. There has never been a place that I went that had a swipe machine for a credit card that I have not been able to use my Samsung Pay out. I literally don't use my cards anymore. I just use Samsung Pay. Let's take just the ability of it working out of the picture. Samsung Pay, the point system, is better than any credit card I've ever had. I mean, I have literally earned hundreds of dollars in Visa gift cards. I've earned free items. There's so many different things that you can buy with your points that are, you know, cool tech stuff, all the way down to just buying straight Visa gift cards. They have an amazing referral plan. They also have a cashback program now. So all the benefits of your credit card you have on your phone. Well, what about security? Well, you know, you have Knox security, the MST technology, which is basically the ability that is in this phone that allows you to use this at any terminal that you swipe a card, is very secure, because what happens is they're sending a different number every time. So there's no really way to steal your credit card information unless they hacked your phone. And if that did happen, then your credit card would be still secured because you're guaranteed to your credit card. So I see no need not to use it as far as fear. Now the second thing is Samsung's VR headsets, you know, $100 to $129. They've come out with several editions. I put a couple here, but I mean, they started with the white ones and now they're kind of, you know, they've gotten better. They are spectacular. If you haven't tried it yet, you would think that something that you can just snap a phone into could never do what this does. I mean, everything from browsing the internet in a virtual world to playing games to watching Netflix on what looks like a movie theater screen can all be done with your Galaxy phone. 360 cameras. They're actually a great camera. I mean, the latest edition of Bluetooth 5.0 with the dual audio. You know, the ability to use your phone with your Galaxy Book tablet, with the Tab S4, everything integrates so well together. Then, talking about smart homes, like we've been on my channel now for a while, Samsung Smart Things, of course, works better when you have a Samsung phone. The Galaxy Watch, the Gear S3, you know, the headphones, the complete wireless headphones, everything works so well together. Now, Apple, I would give them that they also have a very strong ecosystem. But with the Android ecosystem, you have so much flexibility. The next thing is the theme store. Now, here is something that, if you look at these phones, right? So these are the same phone, and then this is the Note 8. But look at the differences in the phones, the way they look. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different themes that you can pick. A lot of them are free, some of them cost $1 or $2, but when you get sick of your phone, you can change your theme. And when I say change your theme, I'm not talking some shady, who knows what app messing with your phone and getting all your info. Samsung has its own theme store that you can pick a theme that changes the way your dialer looks, your messaging looks, your pull down bars look, your entire phone changes. To me, that is something that I would want in a phone. It's flexibility, and it gives you that sense of newness. So you're getting kind of burnt out on your phone. As you can see, I love new tech. Change your theme, get a new case, you have a new phone. Everything that the multi-app does is now so much more fluid. And then you hear about the dreaded Samsung lag. Well, I feel like that disappeared with the Note 8. The S9 Plus is running so smooth as butter. It was a RAM problem in my opinion. That's gone, and with 512 gigs and 8 gigs of RAM, I'm sure it's gone forever. So you have an ecosystem that has lots of cool products, but not just cool products, but products that work great. And then you have a phone that's beautiful and has every single feature, including water and dust resistant. So waterproof, can't really say that, but 5 feet for 30 minutes. With all this technology, and you still get the S Pen, it's like a no-brainer. The only thing that I wish would not happen is they need to come down on cost. And again, you can get deals. You just got to find them. In no way would I say, hey, take your hard-earned money and go spend $12.50 on a phone when I know you can go get a pretty nice TV for that much. So find a deal. Take last year's phone, get $400 credit, whatever it might be. Definitely don't pay full price. So that's my recommendation. But is it worth it? Absolutely. What about the low-end brand phones? Or what about the phones that are starting to compete in the mid-range, the $500 market? They have close to all the features. Well, again, find a deal, because now you don't have to sacrifice NFC, or maybe you can't use a payment system, or it doesn't have fast charging, or you got it all. The Note 9 has every feature you can think of except 4K screen. That's it. Now, one thing that I found very interesting after playing around with this for a little while is I went and jumped on YouTube, and on YouTube it had HDR 60 frames per second. So excited about that, because I know that these were supposed to be compliant, but I have yet to see it on a phone. It's there now. So if the phone, I actually just typed in 4K video and it came up. It obviously didn't come up in 4K, but it gave me the ability to do, 2K, 60 frames a second, and it said HDR. So there you go. Everything you need in one, an entire ecosystem that at this point is pretty affordable because you can find most of all of the accessories on sale. Then we got the decks, right? We had the first generation decks, the second generation. Now with the Note 9, you can just use a cable. But, the last, which is still brand new, the decks that launched a little bit after the S9 Plus, great product. I love it. I did a video about it. You can check it out. But needless to say, that's why you should think about giving Galaxy a try, and most definitely the Samsung Note 9. Well, that sums up the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. In my opinion, this phone will bring you at least a couple years of joy and is a must-buy. Life is so short. Don't forget to love your family, love your neighbors, go out and change someone's day-to-day by doing something good. The world's a sick and evil place, and the only way we can change it is if we do something about it. I do YouTube for you and you only. That means I'm here to help. If you guys have questions about the Note 9 or anything technology-wise, reach out to me in the comment section. If you don't feel comfortable doing it there, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at JB Tech Fanatic. I am so honored that you took the time to watch my video, and it would absolutely humble me if you would consider subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this phone in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic, and I'll talk to you soon.